Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. So, been looking over my analytics of my channel, and I pretty much figured out no one gives a crap about my vet, the F-150. What else I do? My pit bikes. Y'all don't care about that stuff. So I'm gonna put out what y'all care about. I'm still gonna do the bikes and the F-150 stuff and the vet stuff because there are a few of y'all out there that like that, but it seems like the majority of the people that watch my channel are into the trailers. So today's gonna be trailer modification. I've got a Line Energy 100 amp hour lithium battery that we're about to install on it, and then I also have a Renogy lithium battery, and I think I'm going to combine those two. I'm going to do some research and make sure that they'll be compatible to run those both together, or maybe separately to run one thing, maybe one just to run the fridge and one just to run the lights and stuff. But I'm definitely going to install both of them on the trailer. And then I'm also really debating on getting rid of this rooftop tent. The last 3 times we've went out, I've slept probably 75 nights. I've had 3 different rooftop tents. I bet I've slept 60, 70, 75 nights in rooftop tents. And if you've noticed some of my last videos, I have this Napa brand awning, and I got the Iron Man 4x4 off-road awning room, and it's 8x8. It's double roofed, so if it rains it doesn't leak. It has a 6-inch bathtub floor that zips in. It's waterproof. It's great. It's great for, it's screened, so if it's in the summertime you can throw a fan on the battery. I have a Milwaukee fan I can throw right on my inverter on my battery, which I have an inverter also that we're going to install in the trailer. And also, you know, you can sleep in it. You can run the diesel heater in it. I also have the clam tent. I have my Shift Pod Mini. I have my hammock tents, 2 of those. I have a Haven XL and I have an eBay one. And the last 3 times that we've went out, we haven't even opened the rooftop tent, not once. We usually have enough space for me and my wife, or our friends that go, and we haven't opened the rooftop tent. And one of the reasons is I hate opening it and putting it up. I have to climb around on the trailer. It usually takes an extra hand, whereas my Shift Pod, I can have it open in 10 seconds. It takes me about 1.5 minutes to zip the floor in. I'm done. The rooftop tent's not like that. Also, when I had the rooftop tent on my vehicle, I would get to my destination, open it up, look all cool. You know, I have nothing against rooftop tents. I love mine. I've had 3 of them. I've slept great in them. I've had a lot of great camping experiences in my rooftop tents. I'm not knocking them, but they are for some people and they may not be for others. And that's what I'm going to go over in this video. Like, if you're overlanding, which I don't do, I go camping and 4-wheeling or camping and dirt biking. I'm not an overlander per se. Overlanders go, you know, for months at a time and go do trails, and they're only stopping once a night. They flip it open, they cook, they camp, they sleep, they flip it right back closed in the morning, and they're off again. So I do understand the concept of that, but when my trailer's just sitting there, I can keep it open, but opening it and closing it is nowhere near compared to my my clam tent, like my fishing shanty tent or my Shift Pod Mini. It doesn't compare to those. Like my clam, you can get 5 grown men in chairs with a table in the middle, play cards, have a few drinks, run a diesel heater in there if it's cold. We've done it in the snow. You can't do that in a rooftop tent. You can't get 5 guys in there in their chairs and a table in the middle and play cards and, you know, have a great time and be social, especially if it's raining or it's weather outside. I know, you know, if it's nice outside, you can do that outside under an awning or something, but my awning room is the same way. It's 8x8. you can put a lot of people in there. I've cooked in that thing in the rain. I've slept in it many nights with like 4 people easily. Um, if you have your clam tent and the awning room, you can just, you know, set up a kitchen area in the awning room. If there's a bunch of bugs, open up the doors and just have the screens in, and you can be in there cooking. You know, I wouldn't suggest grilling. I have a little, what's it called? The Jetboil Genesis. I have that little cooking system. I've had it on the table in there, you know, frying up steaks, making some mac and cheese, making some sandwiches, and your bugs and flies and stuff aren't getting in there. Those are, as I've been camping and going along and just seeing what works for me. It may not work for everybody else, and I'm not telling you to go and sell your rooftop tent for a clam tent, but I am suggesting looking into the awning rooms, like the one from Iron Man 4x4. I got this thing from Napa, I think, for $119. It's 8 foot long, 8 foot wide, 8x8s, you know, quite a bit of square feet. Then you have the Iron Man tent that zips right in it. It zips in it so easy. It has a floor that zips in it, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. It takes up about that much space compared to what a rooftop tent takes up. So I could throw my clam on there, or in my trailer. I can throw the clam in the trailer in here. I can throw the Iron Man off-road awning in there, or the awning room in there, which I've done several times. And like I said, the last few times I've been out, I have not used my rooftop tent. So today what I'm thinking about doing is taking the rooftop tent off and taking the basket, or the, what do you call it, the roof rack that was on my Wrangler, and see if I can modify it, cut it down, do something with it. I've had it on Marketplace for 3 weeks, and people's been offering me $200 for it. It was a $600 rack, and it's got two $300 really nice Shields bow cases on it that are waterproof and lockable. They have like 6 latches and 4 locks. They're great. They don't leak. I've had them on there for a long time. Been across the country 2 or 3 times with them on there. But it's heavy on top of my Jeep, and I like to go 4-wheeling. My Jeep is not an overlander Jeep per se, but I can fit my camping stuff in there for me solo. Like right now I have everything in there because I went camping last night. But I have my Shift Pod Mini in the back seat. I have my big Lost Horizons foam twin size mattress. Yeah, they'll all be lighter. So my clam, my awning room, both my beds, all that stuff on a rack on top would be lighter, still be lighter, and take up less room than the rooftop tent that I don't use all the time. Like I said, you know, if you're overlanding actually, and you're going to spot after spot after spot, just doing passes and trails all day, and you're just getting to camp just to open the tent up to sleep in it, wake up and close it back, perfect for you. There is some downsides to it. Takes a lot of drag. It's very heavy, makes your vehicle very top heavy, unless you've got some heavy duty sway bars. Actually, the little tent that I got's not too heavy, but yeah. So what we're going to do today is, like I said, we are going to see if we can get both these lithium batteries on here and hooked up to the solar charger, and get this tent off, and see about getting this rack on here. So I'm gonna go out here and do some measurement real quick, and make sure I can get the rack small enough to fit on there, or if I have to cut it up or what. But that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'll get back to y'all as soon as I get my measurements done. Alright, huge bummer. My Rogue mic quit somewhere. I don't know what part of the video. I haven't went through all my videos yet. But it quit at some point in time. If by chance it didn't catch what I said in the beginning, then I'll redo all that. But I'm not going to redo the whole video because I'm already into a physical labor part of it right now. So let's get back to it. So I've unbolted the tent, and I think the best idea for me to get it down safely is just to slide it over into my truck, and that way if somebody wants to buy it, I'll have it in my truck and I can go deliver for them, whatever. But so we're going to attempt to do that right now. So let me I'm gonna need both hands for this. So let me try to attempt to get this thing in my truck without breaking any of my lights and stuff off. And then I came up with an idea for the rack. I'm going to take the boxes off. It's too wide because of, if my awning room wasn't there, it'd be perfect, but it's too wide, so I think I'm going to cut it. I hope this end piece, oh no, that's all. Oh yeah, this piece right here comes off, so we can take that off, cut whatever we need out of that, and then just put it back together is what I'm thinking. Not real sure yet. I'm gonna get the roof top rack, or the rooftop tent off there first, and then get these boxes off there, and then just kind of put it up there as a mock-up and see what it looks like, set a length, and see how I'm gonna go about doing this. Total like 2 seconds. I will say that this Rackstar rack is poop. Like, it's sturdy, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. And put holes that actually line up with Rotopack mounts, man. Like, none of the holes on this thing, none of this stuff, none of it lines up with Rotopack mounts. Like, you know, people can put Rotopacks on here. I got it here in the Springs. Had a local shop that was supposed to be very reputable, and walked in there and stood in there for 30 minutes while him and this other gentleman chit-chatted about their camping adventures, which that's fine, they can talk, he owns a store. But instead of saying, hey sir, give me just a few minutes, I'll be right there with you. I already knew what rack I wanted. I already called him, I already told him I was coming to get it, this, that, and there. Get there, 30-minute conversation happened, and then it's laying on the floor. He's like, well, I don't have anybody here right now to help me load it. I was like, I'll help you load it. He's like, no, you can't help me load it, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right. He had to wait for one of his other employees to get done with what they were doing on whenever, and to come help me load it. And they weren't the most helpful or nicest. That's gonna be my review on Rackstar's Colorado Springs. Flame me if you want. That's your company. I'm sure they make a lot better things than these racks. They had some really nice stuff in there, lights and whatnot, batteries, stuff like that. But yeah, this rack thing, not a fan of how it's designed, but it's working for me. I'm going to drill a bunch more holes in it before I put this rack on there, and that metal rack will help secure this metal rack, and I think she's going to look all right. The only funky part is my tent's going to be, and my awning's going to be so high up in the air, but it has to be this high for the room. If not, the room would just drag the ground. So it is what it is. I'm going to try to make it look decent. If not, then it'll look funky, but I'm still going to use it. So I got the rack on there, lined it up. I was going to shorten it up, but I kind of like this overhang right here. It doesn't make the rack look bad. I've got a couple bolts in it already, so it's kind of strong. I'm gonna have to make some straps to, I don't really want to weld it, I want to be able to unbolt it off, but probably make me a strap right here to bolt to, put some angle under it, maybe under here to this mount, or angle it over to here to there maybe. And I'm gonna hook my lights up to these right here, that way they're out further. Alright guys, I'm out here burning my tail end off. I got my cap sweated through and everything, but the rack is on. I bolted it here through my awning thing, which strengthened my awning up a ton. There wasn't nowhere to drill through right here, so I just made a bracket and put some bolts, and each cross member has a bolt. The back cross member, I was able to put 2 bolts in it. I've got a bolt over here on this tab. I don't have a bolt on this tab. I guess I could run angle over like I did before, but it's very strong. It's not gonna come off. This corner I didn't have much to bolt to, so I just took me a piece of angle and it's on there. It's not coming off. I'm about to run to Home Depot and get me the same piece of rubber mat as that, and maybe a piece of wood to put down on there to screw to it. I'm not real sure yet. I'm afraid the mat is gonna fall in between the bracings and hold water, and I need a mat over here because the tent used to keep my solar controller. I don't know how waterproof those things are, but I like to keep as much water out of it as I can. So I think I'm just gonna get me a rubber mat and maybe just glue it on here to right here and just let it hang over right here to have like a drip edge, or maybe wrap it and glue it here, and then the same thing in the front. Bring it around, wrap it and zip screw it or glue it here. That'll hide the bolts, and I'll also keep it waterproof, and whatever I throw up there won't be keep the rain from out of here from whatever I have underneath, because my tent used to do that for me. Now I don't have anything on top to keep the rain from coming down in through it, but I definitely like this a lot better than the rooftop tent. I'm gonna be able to throw all my clams up there, and I've got places where I can put straps, and this thing right here is made for a light bar. Definitely not gonna put a light bar on it. I might put some tail lights up here. I don't know what to do with this thing, or mount something there. Probably need to put a piece of angle here because that's just kind of flimsy back there, but that's okay. The gate's still shut. I might be able to figure out a way to I can lock my gate to it. That way you really can't get your hands down in there. I think the next thing I'm gonna do after I go to Home Depot and get this mat is take these traction boards off, because I've not used them once, and see if one of these bow cases right here will fit up there. If not, I'm just gonna take them off altogether, and I don't ever use them. They're mainly there just to keep people's hands from reaching in, but I've honestly never used them. I've never had to. I have a winch and tons of recovery gear, so I've never used the traction boards. I don't really go places where I need the traction boards, so I think I'm just gonna take them off, and if I ever wanna take them with me, I'll just throw them up top somewhere or throw them on the inside, because them being mounted to the side like that, definitely taking up some space that I could be using for something else. So I'm gonna run to Home Depot, see what kind of mats they got. I'm probably gonna buy the exact same mat that I have in the floor for the top, and some liquid nail, and just liquid nail it to the beams here, and that should keep me waterproof enough, I think, hopefully. I know the awning is pretty tall, kind of looks funky now without the rooftop tent on there, but I really don't mind it. The thing can stick up there. I can't lower it because that's as high as it needs to be for my awning room to work, so it's probably just going to stay there, but it won't look as bad once you have a mound of gear on top of there strapped down. So alright, it's hot out here, so I've got the rack all bolted on. Like I said before, it is super sturdy. I didn't know how to waterproof this, so I'm bonding little 1-bys to the metal here, and this stuff right here, this power grab stuff, sticks really good. You won't be able to pull that off. And then I'm probably going to cover this right here. Hopefully no wind gets under it. I don't really think wind's going to get under it and rip it off. And then I'm going to get me a little bitty sheet of Luan, like underlayment, and I'm going to screw it to this. Then I'm going to put that black rubber mat on top of that and glue it completely down. That should give me a pretty water resistant floor and a something good to mount stuff onto, which I'm hoping. So I'm gonna take a break. It's hot. I'm gonna let all this stuff set up and wait for it to dry. And then I don't know if I'm just gonna try to put that, maybe screw some of that stuff up on here, or I don't know. I don't want it to hold water in the middle, and I know that stuff right there, when it gets hot, it's gonna be, I'm wondering if I can cut it and then stretch it and staple it, then glue it. But what I really want to do is just put a thin sheet of glue on all the way down on this, and I might go through here every so often, and once it's glued down, and give me some anchors, or hell, I could even double zip tie each single one. That way it doesn't wind doesn't catch it and pull it off. But most of the time that I'm gonna be moving, it's gonna have weight strapped down on top of it, so I really don't see the wind pulling it off. I'll probably never just drive it around with just a little shelf area up there. But definitely made it a lot lighter. Excited to pull it around. I'm debating on making some type of way, telescoping something where I can. Alright, I got back from Home Depot and I used these screws right here to go down through the wood into the metal. They're self-tappers and it's glued. And then I got my 1/5 inch glue-on stuff, and I'm screwing this and gluing it to the 1x that I've already screwed and glued to the metal. And then I cut the rubber to shape, and I'm going to use floor adhesive glue to glue that down. It's hotter than hell. Let me get this done and the sun go down, and probably spray paint all that black right there. That's gonna look ugly, but we'll get it done. All right, shoot, we got a lot of progress done. I've got, as you can see, the mats all glued down in there. You can see that really well. It's kind of dark. I spray painted all the wood. I got my shift pod mini, my big clam. This is a dry bag I got off of eBay. It's a Unplug Easy Outdoor Adventure 100% dry bag. I've got my Iron Man 4x4 awning room in it. There's my insulated clam floor, the big clam tent, the shift pod like I said. Right now I'm looking for a spot to got my fridge back in there, back there. Got my fridge back in there. I think I'm gonna buy a fridge slider tonight, because we're about sick of reaching inside, because when we lower this gate it's just in the way. But I like the gate because it keeps stuff in. I can chain it shut and lock it when I'm somewhere and nobody can take my stuff that's inside anyways. I mean, up top, I guess they can take it if they want it. But and then I've got my toolbox, miscellaneous stuff, and this is all my wiring stuff. I'm gonna delete that 3-drawer one and just put 2 of these single ones here, because this is all my wiring stuff, my solar stuff and all that. And I'm about to take the power tank mount off here and mount it somewhere, probably on this side. I'm thinking right back here somewhere, since we can cook on this side. I'll just mount the power tank right there. That way I can have my 13-pound bottle handy. And yeah, it worked out pretty well. You can see in there I got my rock lights back on, my outside lights back on, my underneath lights back on. We're rocking and rolling. This is way better setup. It's a lot lighter. It's not as top heavy no more, and it don't look bad once you pack some stuff down on there. I'm gonna get a couple more dry bags for our beds and stuff, or I may throw the beds up in here, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna get some more dry bags just to throw our sleeping bags and stuff like that, our bedding in it. That way we don't have to have anything inside the Jeep. I got my Lion Energy Bluetooth. Let's see if you see it in there. It's a Bluetooth 100%. It's got lights that light up. It's sitting at 12.4 volts with everything running. You turn everything off, it'll go back up. But I'm gonna put the solar on it tomorrow and charge it up. And then this is where my box diesel heater hangs. This is basically, I think I'm gonna move this around because the awning comes off on this side, and we use this water to wash our hands with and wash dishes with. So I think I'm gonna move this Rotopax to the other side. I also have another Rotopax mounted to this rock slide thing. I'll take it off and mount it somewhere. And I'm really thinking about getting rid of these Max Tracks right now. So I think I'm about to take those off. Definitely gonna do a part 2 on the video on this. I wanna add some lights. So before I get ahead of myself, this is the material I use for my floor. You can't stand on it, but it's real lightweight. It's just 1/5 inch Luan, and then I glued this stuff on top of it. I screwed the crap out of it. It's got sheet metal screws in it. It's got bolts in it. This rack's solid. It's not going nowhere. It'll serve me good. And my rooftop tent don't stick up so high. And like I said before, I think I'm gonna try to figure out next how to telescope my awning down. Because if I could get my awning down to right here, riding around, that'd be perfect. This trailer would be a lot lower profile that way. But yeah, and I got my other big lights on and off out here. I got those on a switch back there, and I also have it on a remote. Yeah, she's going. Yeah, it looking good in there. And I did look up the battery thing. They say that you shouldn't mix different brand batteries, even though they're both 100 amp hour. So what I think I'm gonna do is just keep a charged one on me and make a place for it somewhere in the trailer, maybe in a battery box somewhere. Just have it for backup if we're staying out an extended period of time, there's not a lot of sun. I've never had a power issue with one of these 100 amp hour batteries and a 200 watt solar panel. The only thing I run is these lights, my fridge. You know, I got these, see, I got a USB here. It's got 2 USBs. I got a USB and a USB-C here. I got a 12 volt outlet I run my diesel heater off of. And then I got another set of USBs, and all those are for like my string camp lights that I put up. But I've also got these tubes. Since I'm not running the rooftop tent no more, I used to keep the window metal poles in it. Since I'm not going to do that no more, I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with those. I may delete one of them just to make some room. I don't know if anybody's seen the suspension on this one, but it's just basically Rubicon takeoffs, coils, front Rubicon control arms, Rubicon track bar, and a little third link to keep it axle from moving. And then I hooped it and put Falcon adjustable shocks in it. Rides really good. Rides just like a Jeep. She's all together, boys. This is the setup. I'm gonna take the tents off the top in case it rains tonight. But this is the setup. I got my big box in there for food and dry stuff. I still got room over there for my diesel heater when it's cold. I got it all hooked up. Turn the lights on so you can see them. Got amber side reflectors. Got me some purple wheel well lights. It's all ready to go. Got my diesel heater tank on. I got my propane tank mounted because this is where we'll put the table to cook. Got the Max coupler hitch. If you ain't seen that video, go check it out. But she's ready. I got all my stuff up there. I'm gonna buy some really good ratchet straps to secure everything down with, but I definitely like this setup way better than the rooftop tent. Comment down in the comment section. I want to get at least 10-15 comments. If I get 10, 15, 20 comments, let's say 20 comments on this video right here, I will revive my OG trailer. I'll put the rooftop tent back on it. I'll put the other battery I have on it, and we'll use it to haul dirt bikes and haul my Can-Am foiler that I'm rebuilding, or my 450R foiler I'm rebuilding. That's gonna be the next video. Is my 450R build. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I may do a part 2 on this one, but after I realize I can't do the batteries, I'm probably just gonna do some tail lights and extra lights here and there. I need a light up front here because I don't have one there, and that'll probably be my part 2 to this video. But if I can get 20 comments, I promise I will rebuild the OG trailer, and the next video is going to be of the 450R. The CTSV Blackwing video is uploading now, so stay tuned, subscribe, hit all the buttons, help me out. I'm trying to get this going. So yo, good morning, good morning. All right, that's the next morning. I pumped on this thing all night long. I know it was dark last night when I started to end the video, so I'm just gonna add this little clip in the daytime to show y'all what I did. This is it. It's just it's glued down good now. It's not, glue's still tacky. It's glued down good. It's definitely not gonna come off. I got my rock lights wired in. Not sold on this tank mount yet. I think today I'm gonna take the traction boards off and lower the tank mount down in that area, and maybe put something else, maybe like a box, I don't know, maybe nothing, just keep it open. But yeah, the tank mount right there is not gonna stay. I don't like it there, but I like it. I like it. Yeah, it holds all my gear. Actually, I hold more than all my gear, and I was able to put my big pack out box in there that we use for most time. We'll put our sleeping bags and blankets and whatnot in there because it's waterproof, and then we just usually leave the food in the back of the Jeep. And once we get to camp, we put the cold stuff in the fridge, get camp made up, and get our tent set up. And we used to get all of our dry stuff out of there and throw the food in there, like the bread and the chips and stuff like that. You don't want to get smush or your sweets or whatever, so that's how that's going to go. I was also thinking, I've been trying to do some fishing. This would be perfect to put a kayak rack on. I can throw 2 kayaks up there pretty easy. If I get back into mountain biking, I can put a mountain bike rack up there. There's multiple options I can do with this. And I'm also going to get a fridge slide. I've been looking at fridge slides on Amazon. I think I'm just going to get just a regular old fridge slide, bolt to the floor, and that way I can pull it in and out. If you like this video, please give me some support. Right now, all I need is the subscribes. I just need subscribers. I know how it is. You be clicking through your phone, you see a video, he will say, "Oh, subscribe." Never hit the button. I'm guilty of that too, but I'm trying to get to 1,000 to get monetized, and not to try to make no money. It's just a goal I have. My first goal is 500 at 591. Now I want to get to 1,000, and then if it goes up from there, so be it. But thanks for watching. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me if it was a mess up taking my rooftop tent off here. But like I said, the last few times that we went out, we did not use the rooftop tent. We used the awning room. We used the clam tent, and we used the shift pod. And my wife just got me a 8x12 clam tent the other day that is massive. So definitely need the storage up there because I can't get it in my Jeep. Definitely need the storage up there for that thing. This is it. I may work on some lights and some little piddly stuff today. Probably won't video that much right now. I've got 3 more videos to edit, and that's my struggle, is editing. So, but if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, click that subscribe button. I know it sounds corny and cliche, but yeah, help me out. Subscribe, comment. Like I said, if I get like 20 something comments or 100 likes on this video, I will 100% promise rebuild the OG trailer, because I got the Can-Am right there I'm working on. The tie rods came in yesterday. I'm just waiting on a new airbox for it, and it's going to be ready to rock and roll. And then I also have the 450R project, which I might get out and go over today and do the intro video to it. So then all I have to do is just set and edit and upload. So appreciate y'all for watching like always, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Going in and out recessions the same way that I be going in and out of Texas.